We are about a year away from the release of GTA 6. At least Google says that it is scheduled for autumn 2025. And with that being announced, with GTA 6 being announced, there's been a resurgence of a lot of new players into GTA 5 RP. Now, you guys know I am a server owner. I own and I run DVRP, Diverse Roleplay, and I've been seeing a surge of new players who have never played GTA 5 roleplay or any kind of servers before. And I wanted to make this inspire me to make this video today of just showing new players how to get into the world of GTA 5 RP and in preparation for GTA 6, because with Take-Two buying CFX or Rockstar buying CFX, we might expect some roleplay servers in GTA 6. With that being said, I've formulated some tips and stuff that I've noticed from all of my new players in DVRP and a lot of the questions that they may have, and I'm going to make it into a general video, obviously using DVRP as an example so that I can shamelessly plug my own server in. But I'm also going to be giving you guys valuable tips and valuable suggestions whenever you're going into any 5M server. So if you guys hit that like button, subscribe, it will really help push this video algorithm, and more new players will be able to see this video and benefit from it. So with that being said, let's hop into this. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about is picking a server that is right for you. Some people like the more very strict and very realistic RP scenarios, and for that you might want to go ahead and research one of those servers and go ahead and try them. Now, you have to pick a server that's good enough for your style of roleplay. There's three, in my opinion, there's about three types of roleplay persons. There are the people that are super strict and super realistic. They're the people who kind of are in between. They like to have fun, but they have realistic rules. That's where DVRP and we sit in. We have a lot of realistic rules, but we like to have a little bit of fun from time to time. So you'll see a lot of that in my content. If you're new here, hit that like button, subscribe, and you'll see. And then there's the people who don't really do very serious RP. There's servers on 5M, Rage MP, etc., for you guys to be able to check out on that style of RP. And if you want to check out that kind of RP, I have a link, I have a referral link to Grand RP. You guys can go ahead and check them out. But if you want a nice in between, more on the serious side of roleplay, you can join my community, Diverse Roleplay. We're gonna have a link in the description down below. A lot of your research depends on YouTube videos. Everybody goes to YouTube videos for stuff like this. You might have found this video from just searching up on YouTube how to get into GTA 5 RP. Now, there's many creators out there that play GTA 5 RP. You have celebrities, you have big time streamers like Kais and that and everything playing GTA 5 RP as of recently, and you guys might want to join their servers. Do some research, watch their videos and watch what they do, and see if that kind of content or that kind of server fits what you like, what your style is, and what's enjoyable for you. So for me, I did this when I first started, and that's how I found my first server in GARP. If you guys look through all of my past content, you would have seen some of those servers. They was based on Georgia, etc. And now that helped me build to the point where I am now, where I have my own server that was kind of built off of everything that I learned within that server. Okay, so you guys check out the YouTube videos and stuff, and I'm going to shamelessly plug some of my friends so you guys can go ahead and check out their content. They play DVRP, and they even have different styles of content that they do. You have Malik, you have DJ, you have Dre, you have me, all of these different people. You have Damien, all of these different people, and the biggest one, Steve. They have all different kinds of RP that they want to do. They have all different kinds of style of videos, and you guys can go ahead and check them out. I'm gonna have their channels somewhere around here on the screen, so you guys can go ahead and check them out. The links are also going to be in the description down below. The next tip that I have for you guys is actually going into their Discords. Each video, usually on YouTube, there's a link to the community's Discord down in the description down below. You guys can utilize this video right here to see my server's Discord. You guys can go ahead and look at the Discord to see how to join, and they all have a join in progress. Every server has a join in progress and different things for you to be able to use. Now in DVRP is very simple. You just change your name to our name format, which is Chad D with a period at the end, which will be your first name, last initial with a period at the end. You can use any name. You don't have to use your real name. You could pick up with any name. So my name is Chad D. If you want to use, I don't know, Alonzo F today, go ahead and use Alonzo F. But make sure that when you join, you follow what their join progress is, or their joining process is. And then after you become whitelisted, there are many servers that just allow you to join. There's also servers that have whitelisting rules and different stuff like that. We have whitelisting rules, and that's why we make people change their names, because whenever they join the server, we need to be able to identify that this person is in fact part of our community and they're in here. Now, whenever you're joining on to a community, they often have different things like this. Right here, you can see Discord rules and FAQ. We have Discord rules in here, and yeah, we have all of these different things. Make sure you just spend some time reading these, because let me move my camera, because every community is very different, and they enforce these rules and everything based on what their preferences, etc. So you want to make sure you come in here, you want to read all of the rules, etc., and whatever you may need for yours. Now, like here, like in DVRP, we have our rules and we have our server rules and regulations listed right here. These are just the Discord rules right here. You can go ahead and click on here, and you will find diverse role plays, rules and regulations, etc. You can come in here, make sure you read in here, so that whenever you get in server, you don't mess something up and get kicked from the server for something that you could have avoided by just reading the rules and understanding what the rules say. The next thing here is there's always different ways and different things that you could do as a member, all the different channels. You could create tickets half of the time, just be able to show you what stuff is, and just explore their Discord and see what you can and can't do. There's server resources which tells you how to reset your 5M cache. At least for us in DVRP, we tell people how to do different things that they might want to know. And tsunami means when the server restarts, etc. And this is so that you understand how certain things are within the server, etc. Penal code is very important, especially if you're in a realistic server, so you know what your rights are in the server. And again, it's a realistic server. It emulates what stuff is like in real life, and that's why you have rights in the server, because you're role playing like you are an actual citizen inside this game server. So you have to be aware of those kind of things. And a lot of these servers are based off of the US, the United States. So just also keep that in mind for you guys who are across the pond or who might be in different countries, etc. Another tip is you got to understand the server's culture. Some servers just generally don't like people doing certain things, and you have to respect that. They have spent so much time building their server and building how things are, how they want it. You can't go into somebody else's house and try to tell them how to run it. They're going to run it however they like, and whether you join or you continue or not. Be respectful, understand the server's culture, and go into the server's culture and try to assimilate and adapt to that culture. And if you feel like it's not a good place for you, you can always leave. That's the end of the day. Don't sit down there and complain and make things hard for everybody just because you don't like how that server is being ran. For those of you who are completely new, you can download 5M. I'm not gonna go through it. Make sure you have a working copy of GTA 5 and a valid copy either from Steam or Epic Games. That is my recommendation. Make sure you have a working copy from either of those. Come on to what5m.net and download the client. When you download the client, you'll be able to jump into servers right off the gate, and I'm going to show you guys different ways on how to connect. All right, so some servers require you to have a set name format. This is how it's going to look when you try to join 5M or you load up 5M for the first time. You can come up here, you can connect your account to 5M, or you can come in here and set your server nickname. This is where we have people, especially in DVRP, change their name to our name format, which is, you can see my name right there. My connected CFS account is Conservancy. That's my name all around. With the interface, these are my settings. These are how I usually put my settings out. You can make certain things dark, etc. And then in my in-game, I usually have this on to be able to show me when I'm loading in something in server, because there's times where your computer, your internet might be a little bit slower than somebody else's, and you might not, there might be a player right next to you and they're completely invisible to you, but you can hear them. And this allows me to know when I'm in an area where something may be new, etc. So you guys can go ahead and check that out. That will be either the settings tab, or you could click on your name right here. It will show you account settings. When you come in here, you could play, you could either search it for the server you want, you could place the server IP address at the top, or you could press F8 on your keyboard and use either the connect code from that server. They're usually going to give you the connect code or have a guide on how you could do it, and you could plug it in here. You could usually either say connect as well. Let's use a random IP 5 something .12 something, and then blah 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 blah. Whatever the IP address, you could connect to a server just like that. It really doesn't matter, as long as you're able to do it. And then you can also favorite the server. I have my server favorited. I believe the server just restarted, so we have lower player count right now, and I think as the night progresses we'll have more and more people. So let's go ahead and join up DVRP, and I'm going to show you guys a few in-game tips. You're loading up in your server, you want to create a character. Many servers, especially the whitelisted ones, they kind of ask you to create the character in your head, and it depends on what you want to do on your 5M server. You create a character based around that. For me, all of my characters are a version of me that is super exaggerated. For example, I'm going to give you an example of 3 of my characters right now, and there are all kinds of clean cut and different ways. I was part of the military here in Barbados, in my home country, at one point in time earlier in my life, and I have my main cop character as he's the one who has a lot of those qualities: being organized, being professional, being no nonsense, zero tolerance. And that guy is Danny Blackstone. I'm going to show you guys right here. This is the character selection menu for DVRP, and you guys can see this is my character, Danny Blackstone. He's a top brass currently in LSPD, and he's the one who, the no nonsense cop that sticks by the rules, or stick by the rule book as much as possible. And that's how I used to be, or that's how I still am, especially with my job, etc. I'm very clear cut, to the book, to the rules, etc. Now we have my more goofy character, Jason Cassidy. He is a straight career criminal. This is the guy that I don't want to say troll, but I act a little bit more goofy on, and I'm not as serious. I act very goofy on this character, and this character is the one who does all of the fun crimes. He does everything. Now I have this mob boss character who is Adolphus Miller. I am a very business oriented person, and I built this character based off of that style of my personality, because, you know, he's the mob boss. He's the guy who does the business. He's the one that is in the background calling all the shots, but not necessarily be out there and in the field, etc. I have this other character here. He is more of my special agent character, who has all of the power and uses his power. That is that character, and that's a version of me that a lot of people don't usually see. That is why I'm barely on this character. So when you're creating your characters, make sure that you create an atmosphere or have an idea on what your characters are going to be whenever you join into the server and do certain stuff. So let's go on ahead and fly in as Adolphus Miller at this point, and I'm going to show you guys a few other items or a few other things for you guys to be able to understand and go through whenever you're selecting your characters, where you're making your stuff. Actually, things that are going to improve your roleplay ability and you be able to communicate with other players in the game. Okay, so the number one thing I want you guys to understand is your setting. Your settings are very important, and they're very specific based on your system and if you have any graphical mods. I'm not going to go through graphical mods. My game looks really good. I love how my game looks, but this is not a video for us to go through graphical mods. The first thing I do recommend you guys do whenever you join in a server is go to your graphics, and there's 3 settings that you guys must have, and this is my personal opinion. For your population density and your population variety, for most 5M servers, you need to have this all the way to the left or all the way down. This is so that you don't cause any unnecessary spawning and crashing of cars blowing up everywhere in the server, etc. Most of the time it wouldn't happen, but you never know in certain cases. And next is your extended touch budget. Make sure that this is all the way up because this allows your GPU to open up and be able to loading more stuff as time progresses. So make sure you guys have at least these settings. You guys can copy at least these 3 settings from me and go forward from there. The next thing I do recommend is make sure that you guys have your voice chat enabled and you select your working microphone. Whatever microphone you use, make sure that you have this on and the settings are always up or enabled so that you can speak to people. And then following on from there, I do recommend you go up to keybinds, go to 5M, and then you make sure that well, your voice chat might not be in 5M, it's going to be in GTA Online, but everything else, go through and look through all of the keybinds for all of the scripts that server might have, just so that you can understand how things work, etc. For example, let's go over to Silex vehicle control. This is for us to be able to control certain stuff in the vehicle. That's the script that we have in the server, and you could press F5 to go ahead and do that. Vehicle lock and unlock keys, which is L for you to be able to lock and unlock your vehicle. Toggle engine is G. You can turn your engine on using G, etc. And this little squiggly line or whatever, or I think that's a what's the word, inverted comma, that is for you to be able to toggle whether you want your chat to be on or off, etc. And just go through the entire list and be able to understand what keybinds are what and different things. Another tip that I have for you guys is to go in and analyze your map. When you analyze the map, you'll be able to see certain jobs and different things that you might need to do for your server. Some servers are vMenu. They don't have jobs. They don't have different things like this for you to be able to do. But QB Core, ESX servers, make sure you study the map and go to these different locations and try all of these different locations to see what jobs you might have, so you can avoid any unnecessary questions or having to bother the staff of that server or anything for basic questions that you can find out on your own by just looking at the map. Now, a lot of realistic servers, they do not really like the trolling. A lot of realistic servers don't like when people just come in and troll. It's unfortunately very uncanny, and as I said, a lot of servers, a lot of big servers, a lot of realistic servers don't really like the trolling. It's cool if it's your character and that's how your character is. Make sure you're doing it realistically, but when you come in here and troll, that's a quick way to get banned from that server. So try to make it as serious as possible. Now, if you're in a server that isn't as serious and you can just go on and do whatever, that's fine. You guys can go ahead and do that. But do not troll or don't fanboy unless that kind of stuff is very, very encouraged within that community. Because, as I said, those kinds of things are a little bit weird in the realistic 5M space. And if you're joining a realistic server, try to stay away from the trolling and the fanboying, etc. But those are going to be my tips. Thank you guys for all the love and all the support on these videos. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. And I hope you guys understand these tips and different things that you may need or that might help you going forward in your 5M roleplay experience. Let me know if there's anything that I missed down in the comment section down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Have a great week.
I told her meet me in the back, that I fat, and she don't know how to act. When she back that thing up on that, it's a wrap. I'm just trying to hit it once. I'ma take it to the back. Think she came in